Hello everyone, my name is Jacob and today I shall be building the Avro Vulcan in Minecraft. Right, so we have a big old, very cool bomber here. This is the Avro Vulcan, as I said before. It is a strategic bomber of course the Royal Air Force, or it was the strategic bomber of the Royal Air Force. Because unfortunately they are no longer in service. It was first developed in the sort of mid 50s, and it was very advanced for its time. As you can see, it is a delta wing design, which was pretty much unheard of at that time. It's also of course powered by jet engines, 4 of them. It was the sort of function of it was primarily to be a nuclear bomber, but when ballistic missiles were becoming a thing, they started using them, or they just used them for conventional bombing, I guess. So as I said before, a very advanced design for its time. They were retired in 84, and I'm not sure, there are some surviving ones still. I'm not sure if any of them still fly. I don't really think so, but the interesting thing about them is that they make an incredible sound. They call it the howl, and you should really check out the video on that. It's really incredible. It's really a shame that there are no more of these things flying, because just because of the sound, it's so incredible. So anyway, today we're gonna be building one of them, and I think I'm gonna jump right in because we have a long build ahead of us. Alright, so this is quite a big plane. And the wings are quite complex actually, so let's go ahead and start here, and maybe I'm gonna tell you a little bit more about it while I build it. So we're gonna start with the front landing gear, and we're gonna go 2 blocks up, like so, and then we're gonna do the rear landing gear, I guess, or actually let's just continue with the front. We're gonna do the rear a bit later. So I'm just gonna put some blocks here, and then like 4 in front of the gear, and then we're gonna have a couple of slabs here, and then we're gonna have another block at the very end of the nose. We're also gonna have a skeleton skull at the tip there. Okay, and then we're gonna curve it back in. So we're gonna have a slab here, and then another one. Okay, that's a block now, I guess. We're gonna have some on the sides as well, like so. Okay, and we're gonna have we're just gonna extend the sideline actually, and we're gonna do the same thing on this side, and then we're gonna have some slabs that are gonna go on the side here, so basically from around there and on the other side as well, and they're gonna go a bit further back, and then we're gonna put another slab there. These are actually gonna be blocks here, and on the other side as well. There we are. So we have the sort of a nose. So as you can see, this is, and as I said before, this is a very sort of advanced design for the time. As you can see, the cockpit looks a little bit weird. It's sort of like it's just an add-on to the original design, which was a bit more pure. It doesn't quite stick out quite that much on the real one. But this is pretty much the closest I could get to the shape of that one, so this is what I went with. It's a bit lower on the real one, but it's still pretty obvious. and quite an interesting feature. The wings are also very interesting, the delta wings. As I said before, very cool. As you may notice here, they are not sort of just straight 45-degree delta wings as you might expect. They, at first, when they developed this plane, they had just normal 45 degrees on the wings, but they had some trouble with sort of higher speeds, so they had to introduce this sort of shape, and that apparently helped it. But it is just an interesting and cool shape. And we're gonna put that in a bit later, so let's continue here. We've got the nose pretty much done. I'm gonna add the end rods that are gonna go on top of here, and should be fine, 3 of them. And then we're gonna do the cockpit up here, so just a piece of glass, just one will do. We're gonna have 2 blocks of quartz behind it, and then some quartz slabs. So, and that's pretty much it. We're gonna have some carpet on top as well, and there we go. There's our cockpit window. And then we're gonna actually, before I do that, I'm gonna put some slabs on the bottom here before I forget. So we just start like 2 blocks away from the start of the blocks. And then we're just gonna extend this bottom. So the bottom is very much level. It is the same throughout the whole plane, so we can just extend that pretty much to the very end. And the same goes for the wings. They are pretty much flat and uniform on the bottom, and then we're gonna have quite a bit of complication on the top bit, but we're gonna do that later. So just extend that a bit, and then we're gonna do the top, sorry, and just gonna extend these sides actually. So this row of blocks pretty much goes to the very back, I think. So like here, okay, and then we're gonna extend the slabs also, I think. Maybe not. We're gonna work on the tail a bit later. What's important is that we know that these blocks go pretty much to the end here, and then we have sort of a falling line of blocks here. So first of all, I'm gonna have a slab here just to make the cockpit sort of bubble a bit more aerodynamic. So anyway, we're gonna have just this top one that's gonna extend all the way to the tail, and it's gonna transform into the tail fin also. And then we're gonna have the side ones. They go to like the halfway point, I guess, and then they sort of merge into the wings. So here, so that would be around here. Let me just mark it there. So we're gonna extend those to here, and I'm not doing this exact and telling you exactly because it doesn't really matter that much if it's like there or there. It's just like a personal preference, I guess. And if you build this thing, you will certainly see what looks more right and what looks less right, and how you can improve it. So that's really what matters. Okay, so now that we have that, we're gonna have 5 slabs that go behind those blocks. So here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and on the other side as well, like so. And then we're gonna have some blocks that are gonna go on the sides here. Now these are gonna basically form the start of our wings. So just have those there, and we have some on this side as well. There we are. We're gonna do the wings later. We're gonna do the tail first. So the tail is quite simple. We've got, let's do the bottom part first. We've got a slab here. Actually it's one block further out, like that. And then we got another one on top, and then we just have a block. That's pretty much the bottom of our tail. Nothing very exotic there. Then we have a gap of one block, and then we come out again with the tail fin. Again, the tail fin is quite simple. At first, these had two sort of stabilizing fins on the ends of the wingtips, but they removed them later and just replaced them with one singular, a bit larger tail fin. And I guess that works for them. How did I mess this up? I have no idea. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. There's one here as well. Okay, that's fine. That's pretty much that. We can add some color to the top there. Now these came in quite different colors. First of all, they were sort of this white color. I think they call it like anti-flash white or something, and it was supposed to reflect some more or less radio waves, I guess. Radar waves, I guess. I don't know. Something along those lines. But they abandoned that later for some camouflage, as they changed the role of the plane. So anyway, we've got the tail fin pretty much, as I said before, pretty simple. And I think it's time that we move on with the wings. So now this is going to be pretty complex. As I said before, it's got 4 engines, all of which are sort of situated inside of the wings, with some big intakes on the sides of the fuselage. So as you can see here, we're gonna have to build those. So let's see, we've got 3 of those. So we're gonna start one block forward of these blocks here, and we're gonna start with a slab like so, and then we're gonna go, so we're gonna have 2, and then we're gonna go out and we're gonna have 2. I'm not sure if I should be building this with blocks or slabs. Slabs are fine for now. And then we're gonna go out again. We're gonna have 2 again. Okay, so those are all slabs actually, so that's fine. So this is how it goes basically, and then we have the same thing on the bottom. Now the bottom of the wing comes just above the very bottom line, so where these slabs are, so right here, and we just have the same setup as we have on top, so just like that, like so. And we're gonna leave this hollow in the middle because, as I said before, this is gonna be the air intake for the 2 engines on the right side of the airplane. And I'm just gonna put a sort of a divider block there that's gonna form into a wall a bit later. Okay, so we have the start here, and then we're gonna go out a bit more, but we're gonna change the angle here. So as I said before, it has multiple changing angles, so that's pretty much the most difficult part about this wing. So now we've done this part, we need to change the angle to just a 45 degree, and we're gonna do that with just some slabs on the bottom here, so like that. And we have 3 slabs, so that's pretty simple there. And then we're gonna change the angle again. This time we're gonna go for a more shallow angle. This is like 30 degrees, I guess, and we're gonna have 3 of those. So they come exactly after these ones. So we have 2, 2, and 2. There we go. So that's how that should look pretty much. And then we're gonna change the angle yet again, So we're almost at the end there. We're gonna go for basically the other direction, a much steeper angle, the same as was in the beginning. So we have 3 of those, and then we have a 3 row at the end. So let's do that. So we have 2 there, and then 2 there, and then 2 there, and then 3 at the end. And that's pretty much how the outline, the leading edge of our wing should look. The trailing edge is much simpler. It just sort of goes, from here basically. I think, let's see where it starts. Yeah, pretty much there. So two blocks before the end, and then it just goes out like that, just a line, and then sort of roughly in the middle. Let me just count these blocks. So we have 6, 7. So after 7 blocks, we're gonna bring it out a block. There we go, that's 7, and then we bring it out a block, and that's pretty much it. Okay, so we have the bottom of our wing outline, and I'm just gonna fill this in, and because it's gonna make it much easier for me to see what the hell I'm doing. So as I said before, the easiest part of the wing is the bottom, because it is pretty much flat, so we don't have to worry about that. So I'm just gonna fill it in with slabs, and then we're gonna do the complex top bit, which we have done some at the beginning. We're just gonna continue that, and it's gonna be fine. So I left this wing mostly hollow, because as I said before, I had to accommodate the air intakes, and in order to make them look good, they had to have real sort of voids in them. Okay, so we have the bottom of the wing here. That's pretty straightforward. And now we're gonna do the top. So we've done the start bit here, and now we're gonna move on to blocks. So we have just 2 there. They just go on, and we have a slab. So let's do that first. So we have block, block, slab. There we go. And then we have slab, 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 slab. So 4 slabs just on top. That's not that complex, like that. And then we're gonna have nothing there. So all the way from there to the end, to the wingtip, it's gonna be just the width of 1 slab. But I can sort of hint to the next row, like that. So that's gonna maybe, oh, is that, yeah, that's fine. So that's gonna maybe help me later. So we have 3 here, and then we have 2. Okay, so this is pretty much our leading edge complete, and now we're gonna do the upper layers. So I reckon we should do it from the back side, actually, from the trailing edge side, because it's gonna be a bit easier, I think. Okay, so we have a couple of row of slabs here on top of the engines, but we're gonna do those later. What we need to do is 4 blocks or 3 blocks before the end, we're gonna have a row of slabs. So pretty much here, and this is just gonna go all the way to there, and because I've marked it before, I know that that should be correct. So we have that, and then that is just 1 slab thick, 1 slab long, I guess. So that's fine. And then we're gonna move on to the next bit, which is just gonna be here. And it's gonna end 2 blocks before the end, or 2 slabs I should say. So let's fill that in, and then just put down a row of blocks there. There we go. Now that is gonna be a bit wider. I've made it 3 blocks wide here, so let's make it the same on this side. So we have 2 and 3. There we go. Okay, and then we're gonna have this bit here. So basically what I can do here, but I don't really want to, is just fill the bottom in and then put the slabs on top, but I don't want to do that because I need some space in here. So we're just gonna do the top with slabs, but first of all I need to do the side here. So we've got this bit here. We need 3, 3 and 2 on the front side of that. So basically 3, is that correct? 3 and no, is it 4? Let's check it out again. So we've got okay, so we've got 3, 3, 3 and 2. Okay, that should be easier. Let's see, maybe not. 3, 3, 3 and 2. No, that doesn't really work. Okay, right, I didn't do this right. There's another 2 block sort of thing here somewhere. Is it right on the edge? Let's take a look. No, it is not right on the edge. Right, so we don't need that row. We don't need these 2. So we have a row of 2 blocks there, and then we have 3, 3, 3 and 2, so that should be correct. And then for this gap here, I think we're gonna have to fill that in. So we have let's see, 2, and then we have 2 and 2 and 1. Okay, right. So block, I think, I'm not sure this is actually 3 blocks thick. I'm not sure. Let's see. So that's okay, so that's in the corner there. So in between, yeah, that's fine. In between these 2 we have a block there, and then that should be fine. Okay, so that's fine. And then we just have a block here, I believe, and that's pretty much our wing. We just need to fill the top with our slabs. I'm gonna put in some black wool here, just to block out the white, so it's not as visible. Okay, and then on top we've got just the slabs. As I said before, we're gonna start 1 block or 1 slab behind the last one here, or in front of the last one, I guess, and we're gonna go out 6 blocks, and then we're gonna have 2 rows there, so 2 rows of 6 blocks. So from here, this is gonna be 1 row, and then another one. Okay, and then we're gonna have 2 rows of 5 blocks. Okay, so let's do that. By the way, I am counting from the end of this row of slabs. So 5 here and another 5. There we are. And we're gonna have to fill this in, right? And then we're gonna have another 2 rows of 4 and 3 right there. So 4 and 3, and then just fill that in, and here we are. That's pretty much it, I think, for the wing. Let's just check it. Okay, so this should be touching the end here, but I'm not sure about that one, so let's see. Yeah, I think so. So let's add another slab here, like there. Okay, there we go. And that's pretty much it. As you can see, we've got some nice sort of areas here for the air intakes. We're gonna build up the dividing sort of row of blocks there. And that's pretty much it. I'm gonna put in some landing gear actually. So let's check out where that is. So we've got that. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks off the end of the fuselage. Okay. And then so like here. Okay. And just put it there, I guess. Like from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we are. And on the other side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it? Oh. Is it 4 or is it 5? I'm not sure if I actually counted the block or not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so it's 4, right. Alright, so we got 4 there. And we're gonna move this one a block in. There we are. We got 2 blocks. Christ's sake. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's fine. Okay. So we're gonna build a nice landing gear around this. We're just gonna have a 4-wheel landing gear for each side. I reckon that should be plenty. That's how the real one is anyway. So we're gonna just extend it up in height by 1, and then we're gonna have a block there just supporting it, and we're gonna have some on the back as well, like so. Alright, that should pretty much be it for our landing gear, I think. It's not really that important where exactly it is, so let me just count for you here how far it is from the tail. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So on the 12th block from the end of the tail, basically. So that should give you an easier sort of idea. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. I'm gonna quickly build the other wing, and then we're gonna wrap this up.
Another shadow in the dark. I can't take another headache. Let's sing it back. Let's sing it back. Right there where we left off. Right there in the middle. Let's sing it back. Let's sing it back, back, let's sing it back, back.
Alright, so I've done the wing, and the last thing to do is of course to add some engines to this beast. So as I said before, they go on the very back here. We're gonna sort of beef up the wing here, so something like that. We have just 2 rows, and then we have the same thing on the other side, of course, like that. And then we're gonna have some blocks of polished andesite. Oh shit. Oh no, that's fine. I thought I fucked up the wing height. So they're gonna go on the bottom, and of course we're gonna have some slabs that go on the bottom as well. So they're gonna start at approximately the halfway point of the wing, so around here somewhere, around where the landing gear is, and we're just gonna have the same thing on the other side. So this is just to accommodate the engines inside of the wing. Pretty standard there. So that was gonna be right there, and these go all the way to the end here, and this one as well. Put that in. Okay, and then on the ends we have some more polished andesite. There we go. And then on the ends of that I am gonna put some black skeleton skulls, if I can find any. There they are. Okay, put some of them here, and that's pretty much it. So if you have the patience, you can also dress this thing up in some camouflage. The main problem is of course that it is mainly made out of slabs, so good luck with that. But anyway, I still hope you enjoyed this video. I highly recommend you watch at least a video of this thing flying through the air and howling, because it is incredible. I can only imagine what it must have felt like seeing it in person. I wish I could do that, but unfortunately I never got the chance. So anyway, as I said, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, you can press the like button and subscribe to my channel. You can also check out my other videos for more amazing machines of the skies. I have some nice bombers here. We have the White Swan over there, which is in and of itself a very interesting plane as well. But I think that's pretty much it for the video on this beast Vulcan of the skies. So I will see you next time.
Ladies and gentlemen,